Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Oh, that's great. Fantastic. So, hello, my baby gorillas. And we are got something in the pipeline which is not actually happened just now. So, in the UK, there is a thing on the BBC, the British Broadcasting Corporation, soon to be the privatised British Broadcasting Corporation, which is called Question Time. And basically what Question Time is an opportunity for the three main parties basically to contract the political debate that is happening in our country. And it's very cleverly done. It gives you the illusion of choice when there isn't really a choice there for the electorate, because it restricts into these three categories. And people say, oh, they're all the same, which is actually true, because the reality is there's not really a political choice there. And by not being able to express and to put out your other views, there seems to be a conflation of these, the Labour Party, the Liberals, and also to the Greens to a lesser extent, the two nationalist parties, and also the Conservative Party. All of these are the main people who get on the Question Time in the BBC. So what this very cleverly does, and the BBC just generally, because that's the main broadcaster in the UK, the public broadcaster, it contracts the political debate and prevents smaller parties and other people really getting an opportunity to debate in public and give different opinions and different ways of actually looking at the world and different things that these people can say. So what we are going to do is next year I'm going to start the Question Time, the alternative Question Time. Probably on YouTube to start with. I would love to get it out into the country, but definitely on YouTube to start with, where I will be getting political leaders and high office bearers within the other political parties that are not given any time in Question Time, so that they can give a completely different viewpoint. So we'll get and also maybe high notable political figures as well, to actually go on YouTube and have Question Time. Eventually I would love to get it with live audiences, but obviously that costs money. The state is able to do that because it steals people, it forces people to give them money to pay for the BBC, where we don't have that. What I'll do is eventually I'll get people to donate for questions to ask these leaders, and we'll either give it to the parties, or we'll do something, we'll come up with some idea from the live chat. So from the left to the right, to alternative views, from the libertarians or even the alt-right, or to the Marxist left and the communists and other people in the centrists, the alt-centrists, the liberalist, libertarian liberalists, will get different viewpoints from people who are not just in this very small contracted political sphere. We'll get people who can give alternative things that might be of interest over the longer term to listen to, and for them to debate against each other. Very few, sometimes these people are just in their own echo chambers and are not able to sharpen their political discourse because they're not able to interact or even go on BBC or anything like that. They don't have an opportunity to interact against each other and sharpen their political points, or hear other people's points that might be agreed across the board. So there might be on the left and on the right people agreeing with on a political issue. So my objective is next year is to have an opportunity to actually have a Question Time, an Question Time. So when the BBC puts its sort of stale show out where it's just the same voices basically going over and over again, we'll get the new voices from both the left and the right and the centre, the alternatives and the libertarian sides as well, even the Greens and other people who are not being able to express themselves, contradictory points of view, so that we can actually hear it debated. So we will actually develop the alt question time in contradiction or in an alternative for what the BBC is actually pumping out. So I hope you'll join it. Hopefully we can get live chats, donations for questions, and we can get the leaders of political parties in the UK to actually have a discourse that they might not normally have, or not normally be excluded by the BBC, which that's what the BBC does. It excludes other people with other views to maintain the status quo from the Lib Lab Dem Party. So that's the Lib Lab Con Party, and just restricts anybody else who may think differently. So that's the objective next year, the alt question time. So I'm hoping that other political leaders and other people from different parties will be able to come on and debate each other and express their opinions, so that we can actually get these small parties on who will never have the opportunity to debate each other. And between 4 and 6 people, and I would adjudicate to actually have them debate each other. And hopefully we'll get some good discourse out there, and a different alternative to the BBC. I'd love to get it live and actually studio audiences to ask that, and not the same way that the BBC does the studio audiences where they restrict the studio audience. We would open it up to the public. So that's the objective for the new year. So we'll try and get people who are either high up in the organisations or the leaders of the organisations to have this question time. So it'll be alt question time in contradiction to the BBC's restrictive question time. And hopefully we'll be able to speak about issues where we're not able to do that or listen to on the BBC, who obviously exclude smaller political parties. So that's the ambition next year. So next year will be my New Year's resolution to get the alt question time actually started on the YouTube in Britain, for small parties and their leaders and people who are there to express themselves in the manners that they want to come across, and actually hopefully develop a new, different sort of environment, so that small parties from the left, right and centre, from the libertarian left, right and centre as well, can come and express themselves and see if there's any common ground or common policies that are not being expressed by the current political consensus from the Lib Lab Con Party. So we'll soon find out. I don't know if it'll work. We'll just have to wait and see. But we are looking to do the alt question time on YouTube, and hopefully get a panel of individuals who will be of note, whether it be leaders or mainstream or alternative political voices. We'll be looking to actually develop the alt question time to contradict the BBC. So I'll be quite looking forward to that. Hopefully we can get people from all over the spectrum. I want to get left and right. I think everybody deserves the right of it to express themselves. So we'll just have to wait and see what's actually going to happen. So let's hope we can get it sorted out. I'm really looking forward to it. If we can get things, I know people in a lot of political parties on a friendly basis with them, and hopefully we will be able to sort out this in the new year, which will be absolutely fantastic. It'll be great to actually be able to have a discourse that is an alternative to the mainstream media. This is the great thing about YouTube. So really looking forward to it, guys. Hopefully, and also what we'll be doing now is I'll be hopefully getting donations, and I'm going to change next year. I'm going to change the whole environment, and we're actually to be far more interactive. If we can raise some money, we're going to change everything about the look and the feel of the programme. And hopefully we will be able to get some really new, fresh sort of stuff. And we'll be far more interactive, edited, and a lot smoother as well. So, my baby gorillas, I'll start to put stuff in the descriptions where you can donate, PayPal, and other ways of actually donating to getting a better product out to you. Green screens, I'll have green screens behind me instead of the red wall. We'll be doing video editing. We'll be putting stuff on the green screens that's going to be far more interactive for you guys, okay? So that's the objective. So alt question time next year. Hopefully we can get the various people actually can be able to see them. And we can get an alt question time going. So that's the objective. Beginning next year, alt question time. Look forward to it, guys. Have a great new year.